Okay, now we're ready to move on to page 216. Again, I think this is pretty straightforward. You really need to follow the strategy that's been practiced on the other two pages. So I have no doubt that you can use dividing skills, some kind of computation to write down the final answer. So for number one here, that the answer is $6. But you need to show your thinking, and you need to show the strategy that we've been practicing on the previous pages. So if you just simply wrote down $6 for number one and didn't show any thinking, didn't show a diagram or anything like that, you need to add those details now, please. I have added in blue just some reminders that for 3/4, the 4 denominator tells us we need 4 groups, and the numerator, 3, is the number of groups that are circled. So I've shown all my thinking. Same for number 2, I showed all my thinking. You need to also show all your thinking. Number 3 is potentially a little bit tricky because it asks you step by step to do a couple of things. So the first thing is shade 1/3 of the squares. And so I looked at the table. It has 3 rows and it has 4 columns. So if I'm going to shade 1/3 of something, I'm going to pick something where there's 3 of them. There are 3 rows, so I shaded 1 of 3 rows. The next step says draw stripes in 1/6 of the squares. And so I did that underneath my yellow highlighted row. And I used a ruler and I used my pencil to draw a line that cuts the second row in half, because I need 1/6 of the squares, which would be half of a row of 3, or half of a third row. The tricky part here is in the wording. It doesn't say that you can't add the stripes on top of the part you already shaded. It's kind of understood, but I hope that you've done your stripes in a different part of the boxes than you did your highlighting. Okay, so you can take a look at my answer for how I figured out the answer is 6. Now, a little tricky part, we're going to question number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I really, really hope that you noticed this notebook, because you know that the notebook means don't answer on this question page. You have to answer in a notebook, which you don't have, but you would need to use some kind of paper, lined paper or blank paper. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you answer the rest of this page right here on the question page, you need to get a piece of paper and you need to redo all those questions. The reason it has the notebook there is to tell you that you need the space to show all of your thinking and write a full and complete answer. So if you did not do that, if you squeezed your answers here, too bad, so sad, no shortcuts. So please get a piece of paper and redo these questions properly on a piece of paper where you can space it out and show all of your thinking. Okay, I'll cut this off for now.